Florida will get the football to start the second half. Openshaw's kick to the corner of the end zone. Here comes Andre DeBose. The kicker, Openshaw, has to trip him up with his right arm. DeBose was close to taking that one to the house.
He was out. It's hard to believe he was out last season with an ACL. He suffered during preseason camp. But just the speed, the change of direction, when you put it in his hands, look out. And they love to run him on speed sweeps. If he's in the game, look for Florida to give it to Andre DeBose.
Harris, 12 attempts in this game, only 6 last week, 3 completions. The true freshman out of Booker T. Washington High School in South Florida. They'll say the runner was down, no fumble, but that will wind up being a loss of a yard as Kelvin Taylor gets the first handoff of the second half.
Well, big Adam Butler once again pinching down inside and just grab and hold on. That's nice work by Butler. How many times have we called Butler's name tonight?
Having a really solid game. That 3-4 base alignment for Vanderbilt. Harris will throw, comes near side with it. Quentin Dunbar with the reception out to the 48. That's 15 yards. Nice strong throw from Treon Harris.
Well, he is the leader among this young group of receivers. Senior out of Booker T. Washington High School. Same high school that Treon Harris attended.
His brother Brandon, of course, playing for the Tennessee Titans down the road. Defensive back. They are on the road this weekend. Here goes Taylor, bumped by his own man as his own man was pushed into him. Westman will get credit for that tackle. That's a loss of 6.
A nice job by Herring again. Just kind of blowing things up and redirecting Kelvin Taylor. Young man's having a nice ball game himself.
Boy, great job by Herring. Just drove Pittman 6 yards deep into the backfield. So now it's 2nd down and 16. Harris to throw again. Pass is caught by Brandon Powell. That'll be a first down inside Vanderbilt territory down to the 40-yard line. 18 more yards.
Well, that's where Florida is having this success. Once they break outside contain, you'll see leverage is given up right there by the cornerback Ferguson. He's got to stay outside, turn the receiver back inside to where the help's coming from. You cannot come up inside and lose the leverage in the run support outside.
Coach just said they needed to get that freshman Powell on the field, get him the ball. They are doing that tonight. Kelvin Taylor loses a yard.
Kind of has flipped itself. Surprisingly, Vanderbilt playing outstanding run defense, but on the back end is where Treon Harris, and I felt like coming into the ball game, if Vanderbilt could hold up against the run and force Harris to throw the football, they would have a chance to win this thing. And I tell you what, he's dicing them up in the passing game.
That is 97 rushing yards for Florida. They've actually lost 2 net yards from halftime.
And that pony package with both backs in.
Powell gets a delay handoff, and he'll lose 2 more.
Yeah, they'll run it where both backs, where both Taylor and Jones are in the game together. And a nice job there by Bowden. He sought it out, and you see the speed in which he plays. And that's a player that went out of this game with a knee, came back in with a brace, taped it up, and 4 tackles, a forced fumble, and 1 tackle for a loss later. He's still doing work.
Team best 72 tackles on the year for the redshirt freshman. Whistles will stop this play on 3rd down.
False start. number 70. Offense, penalty 5 yards. Remains third down.
Well, Dave, it is a must, just for your confidence going forward, to get off the field here on third down. Just where you want them, off schedule, and an opportunity to get off the field.
8 penalties against Florida tonight. 8. We've got a long way to go. Second down and 7, or 2 of 7 on third downs, I should say, as it is third down and 18. We'll give the handoff to Jones. He gets it inside the 40, but now you're looking at fourth down and about 8. Kind of in that no man's land.
Yeah, where Will Muschamp is entertaining, going for it. I think it's Roderick Johnson, the right guard, who came in for Tyler Moore. He's down.
Oh, boy. Trenton Brown's already out. Tyler Moore left with an injury. And now Rod Johnson, who came in for Moore, as Andre just said, is on his back. Boy, a thin offensive line getting thinner. Back in a moment. Back here at Vanderbilt Stadium in the Music City. A fourth down situation coming up. The injured player for Florida, Rod Johnson, got up under his own power, got hit. Let's just say he had the wind knocked out of him. I think that might be the best thing to say.
Florida's known for a little trickery on special teams. This is about the area of the field where you sometimes see it.
Speaking of fakes, boy, they had one last week that will go down in Florida lore. And Florida will take the delay of game penalty. Michael McNeely inserted as the holder last week and came up with the play of the game.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains fourth down.
And the whole story with Mike McNeely is just
it's amazing.
Fantastic. There he is on the sidelines. Former walk-on. We'll show you that play here in a moment. Here's Christie trying to pin Vanderbilt back. Well, he got a hold of that one. That one is going to rocket into the end zone. And let's go back to that play, Andre. It was classic. Came in, not usually in there to hold, takes the snap, sees the seam. Bye-bye, touchdown, Florida for the former walk-on.
Went to work the next day. Nice blocks being thrown as well. Tevin Westbrook throws the block to get him into the end zone, but he goes to work the next day. It's Sacker and Publix. So he hadn't had that much attention ever. That's amazing. So that's staying grounded right there.
How about his week,
score a touchdown the day before, your first?
How about that whole week, though? He gets the touchdown, the fake field goal. Also that week got accepted into medical school.
That's awesome.
Handoff off the left side to Ralph Webb. Gets a couple of yards. He said both those experiences were incredible. But as he said, a little bit more popularity scoring the touchdown than when I got accepted to medical schools. What a great story. And he is such an important part of this team. And you found out about the importance of that young man who, once again, was a former walk-on, earned that scholarship back in August. But the guys talking about him as teammates, it's great to hear. Here's McCrary. Pass complete to the far side. C.J. Duncan, that's a gain of 6, couple of yards shy of the first down line.
Well timed. And finally, McCrary able to throw in rhythm without pressure. It's one of his playmakers there, C.J. Duncan. He gets it in his hands. He is electric with the ball.
This has been the problem. Well, there's been a couple of issues, but this is one of them. 1 of 6 on third downs. They got to move the chains.
31% on the year coming in.
Shoy comes up, lines up in the slot. Near side, the big tight end, 81. He'll come across the middle. They will come the other way with it. Pass is caught by Latavius Rayford, and he'll have the first down over the 35.
Well, nice job of clearing things out with the tight end. And then they bring Rayford in behind it. It's a vacated area right in there. Watch the tight ends clear it out. Shoy. And here comes Rayford right behind him. Chris Quintera, the slot receiver, in there doing some work as well.
Some breathing room for Vanderbilt now. 1st down and 10. Play fake it to Webb. All day to throw for McCrary, and that was almost picked off. He's looking for Caleb Scott, the true freshman.
What happens late over the middle, Dave Neal? Nothing good. I'll answer it for you. You're rolling right, going back late over the middle. Nothing good. You've got defenders closing from inside out. You have got to be perfect with the football, and you're trying to do it against one of the best in all of college football in Vernon Hargraves.
That was my thought watching number 1 flash on your screen. Pick somebody else if you want to do that. Hargraves now with 10 passes broken up to lead the team. He'll dump it off to Webb. He'll pick up 3 yards. Now it's 3rd down and 7.
And Morrison really has turned his career around at Florida. Troubles off the field. He just kind of rededicated himself to the game. And he read that screen to Ralph Webb played it about as well as you could play it.
5 games with double-figure tackles for Morrison. Patton Robinette, by the way, just checks into the game at quarterback, his 2nd appearance tonight. Couple of tight ends. Number 4 in the gold jersey runs the option. There is Morrison making a nice play from his linebacker position. That's his 5th stop tonight.
Well, you got to attack Morrison and make him take you, and I thought the pitch would have been there for Webb. You can't allow Morrison to play both, the quarterback and the pitch man. You're a little more aggressive in coming to him. He'll take you, and then you can flip it to Ralph Webb, and he'd have had an alley in which to run. I ran the option every once in a while. Not much, but just a little bit.
Good punt that nestles in around the 11-yard line. A 47-yard kick and no return. We were talking about Michael McNeely, the new hero for the Gators. We'll have more on his story when we come back. There is Mr. McNeely, 31 in white, the touchdown recipient off the fake field goal last week. I told you the importance that he has to this team. Listen to Max Garcia talk about Mr. McNeely.
I was so happy to see McNeely score. I don't think there's anyone on this team more deserving, to be the hero. Just a great dude. Get emotional talking about him just because he's a hard worker, man. But yeah, just huge motivation for the team, man. And guys like him is why, we're going to be able to be successful, because he cares about this program. I love him.
Boy, Andre, does it get any better than that?
That's deep there. That is, that's why you play the game right there. The brotherhood in which you establish. You play 4 years, 5 years together. Amazing.
Gators backed up. Mr. Garcia snaps it to Harris, who will hand it off to Matt Jones, brought down by Nigel Bowden with his 6th tackle of the game.
Lots of memories, Dave, playing the game of college football, and you'll carry the rest of your life. And something McNeely will remember that day, scoring on a fake field goal.
I mean, not just any game.
No, Florida, Georgia.
Well, an injured player, Chaz Green, down. That'll give us a chance to send it to Dari in our studio. Dari?
At halftime.
Amari Cooper with a touchdown catch in that game as well. And how he is not on anybody's top 1 or 2 players in the Heisman race is beyond me. You talk about the best player in the country right now, Amari Cooper.
Go back and look and see what happened to Chaz Green, the senior out of Tampa. 75 gets rolled up on.
He missed all of last year with a knee injury. He suffered in August. Hopefully he'll be okay to return.
Second down and 3 for Florida. What was that? Bowden chasing him down from behind? It was Nigel Bowden, man. What a player. I mean,
put on a knee brace and you don't lose any speed. Well, that's just a want to. You see a little bit of a limp there, but boy, is he a football player. Look at this. That is a lot of film study. When you can attack a formation that fast, tells me that young man has been in the film room.
Third and short. Little heat coming from Vanderbilt, and it works. No gain.
And big Vince Taylor, the first to arrive, and Trey Herndon cleaning it up. Weatherly in there unpiling as well. Nice job of team defense by Vanderbilt. Well, now what you've done with that punt, when your defense holds up, you flip the field.
Vandy hasn't had a short field to work with all night. They've been backed up almost all evening. Kyle Christie, 17th in the country, 3rd in the SEC in punt average, almost 45 per kick. Low snap. He will get it away. That's a great kick. Sims backpedals to the 22. Huge block. And Sims out of bounds at the 28. Let's hope everybody's all right. Darian Herring.
Whew.
Laid the wood on Brian Poole.
And Poole's yet to get up. He's on a knee, but clearly a few cobwebs.
Oh, man. A big hit, but the Gators still out in front. Next week, 17-7, Florida out in front by 10. 4:48 to go, third quarter. No points here in the second half. This 10-point lead, courtesy of 2 turnovers by Vanderbilt. McCrary going up top. Boy, C.J. Duncan got bumped about 5 yards out of bounds.
Man, just can't allow that to happen. McCrary's got to be a little bit better in terms of accuracy with the football. Here comes the pressure. It's Ball, the linebacker, that's able to get there.
McCrary slung it around in high school to Cedar Grove High School in Decatur, Georgia. 9,000 yards, 78 touchdowns. 3-time Class 3A All-State quarterback.
Over 9,000 yards in high school.
Pressure from the backside, doesn't get to McCrary, but the pass is caught by Latavius Rayford. Boy, that was a half a second away from McCrary just getting laid out.
How about Rayford in his battle with Vernon Hargraves? Just timing, and you have that clock in the back of your head to get it out. Nice rhythm throw by McCrary.
McCrary now 8 out of 17, 84 yards, coming off a fantastic game where he went 20 of 29, 281, tied a school record with 5 touchdowns last week. Well, that stretch play, nothing happened. Ralph Webb ran into a white jersey wall led by Naron Ball, his 5th tackle.
Ball was there, I think, but Bullard, I think it was Bullard that got great penetration up the field. Just kind of redirected Ralph Webb. Nowhere to go, nowhere to really bounce it. And when you can do that to a running back, you get up the field, you get penetration, and you reroute him. Now everybody else can come to the dance.
E.J. Durkin told us yesterday in our meetings, Bullard coming off his best game of the year against Georgia last week.
That's just hard count here if they don't jump punt the football.
4th down and short. Near side. Pass caught, tied in. Davis Duchuk. Gain of 4. Move the chains.
Nice quick decision by Johnny McCrary. That gives you a chance to be successful. Play fake, balls out. Nice. You hold it, pat it, gives the defenders a chance to close, and either it's batted down or picked off.
Duchuk's 6th catch. Matter of fact, 6 of his last 9 catches have come in the last 2.5 games. McCrary, 3-step drop behind his receiver, Duchuk. Tune in Sunday as the ESPN SEC Network brings you a rewind of a classic SEC game. How about the 1996 Georgia-Auburn contest? Georgia trailed at halftime, but they would score a last-second touchdown, send the game into 4 overtimes before the Dogs beat Auburn on the road. It was SEC Rewind, 1996 Georgia-Auburn, Sunday at 10 o'clock on the ESPN SEC Network.
Look at all those bodies in the middle. 7-man front.
Dallas Rivers on the carry over the 45 to the 46.5-yard line.
That's what he specializes in. More of a physical runner. The offensive line will hold him. They get good push on that Florida front 4, and just enough room where right away Dallas Rivers can get vertical.
So 3rd down here coming up. Pressure comes. McCrary had to unload in a hurry, overthrows everybody. It's 4th down.
I thought he had Duncan. It was kind of thrown between the tight end as well as the receiver, C.J. Duncan, and neither of which knew the ball was coming to him. Watch right here, just kind of in the voided area. I thought Duncan throw it low and outside, and he's got a chance to catch it and actually stretch for the 1st down marker.
Andre DeBose back to return the punt. That one will sail out of bounds. See where they end up spotting this one. We'll run outside the 15 and stop right there at the 16-yard line. 1:53 to go in the 3rd. 418 yards versus Georgia. 2nd highest total in school history versus an SEC team. Can you tell me what SEC team they rushed for the most yards against?
Oh, boy. I have a feeling this one isn't recent.
No, it wouldn't be recent. I would say it was.
Could have involved Emmitt Smith.
I think it was pre-Galen Hall.
Oh, boy. And you've lost me.
Okay. 1st down and 10, Florida. Move the pocket to the right side. Pass is dropped by Dunbar. 2nd down and 10.
Usually a sure-handed receiver in Dunbar, but it was thrown a little bit low. That's what they want to do with Treon Harris, get him moving around a little bit. Some intermediate passes on the move as he continues to grow in Kurt Roper's offense.
He's now 10 of 16, 131. No TDs, no picks for Treon Harris. True freshman out of Miami, Florida. This time hands it off to Kelvin Taylor. He picks up 3.
Once again, Zach Cunningham. Well, these 2 inside linebackers, and both redshirt freshmen. Zach Cunningham along with Nigel Bowden. Got a couple of playmakers there for a number of years.
Hey, how about Cunningham? 10 stops tonight.
He's played an outstanding ball game.
Boy, big 3rd down here coming up. 3rd down and 7. Gators looking to throw. There's the guy with sure hands. You just talked about Quentin Dunbar. 1st down at the 32-yard line.
Well, you put it in an area where he can catch it, keep it up, and he's going to get his hands on the football. He's so dangerous after the catch. Look at that streak of games I told you, 32 games in which he had at least one catch. And it was broken earlier this year when they played LSU. He was held without a catch in that ball game, but a reliable target.
Now has 102 career receptions with the Gators. Little play fake. Harris down the middle. Has the man Dunbar with the catch down to the 10-yard line. Right on cue is Q.
Well, it's just a post route. Watch him set the corner up. Ferguson gives him an outside move, and now it's just, I'm going to go get it. And leaves him trailing. Nice job of concentrating as you're kind of stumbling at the end of that route.
60-yard pickup. 4 catches, 97 yards for Dunbar. This has been his drive. First and goal from the 9. Kelvin Taylor, your running back. He will get the handoff. He's down to the 7-yard line.
Once again, Dave, let's visit the keys. Get Florida off schedule. You get the 3rd down and 8. Big reception for a first down by Dunbar. Can't give up big plays. 60-plus yard reception by Dunbar. And then 3rd down, did not get off the field.
Nobody scored in the 3rd quarter, but Florida will open the 4th quarter looking at 2nd down and goal. 15 more minutes to go from Nashville. Stay with us on the SEC Network.
That show.
Oh yeah, I saw his tour bus driving down the highway the other day. Love that guy.
Some big smo, baby.
Ballin' in the SEC. Yes, we are. Florida up by 10 as we head to the final frame. They are looking at a 2nd down and goal. This Vanderbilt defense has played outstanding football tonight. They have had their backs against the wall most of the night. This is one of the Gators' best drives of the evening. A big play was a 60-yard throw and catch to Quentin Dunbar. And here we go on 2nd goal from the 7. Harris looking to throw, batted in the air. Incomplete.
What he had his tight end, Clay Burton, open in the flat. And Dave, time of possession, 26-16 before this play to just 18-44. Almost about 8 minutes difference. And a lot of plays can be run in 8 minutes, but Weatherly once again answering the bell defensively. Vanderbilt's defense had played a lot of plays tonight.
Florida 3 out of 10 on 3rd down conversions. Harris coming near side again. Nice move, cuts it inside. Takes it in from 7 yards out.
So athletic. Just has a sense for making plays. Coaches can't explain it to you. He just makes plays. Felt like it eventually down here, they would get him on the edge. Does a nice job of setting up a defender and then cutting back inside and walking into the end zone untouched.
Like the play call. It kind of set it up prior play. And giving Harris a lot of room on that wide side of the field.
And they go with a little bit of misdirection. You get the running back going one way, and then you're just going to ask Treon Harris, just go to work.
Yeah, be Treon, right?
Well, Burton just kind of got in the way. He really didn't throw a knockout block, but just enough to where Treon Harris gets into the end zone untouched.
That was an 84-yard drive. Give a lot of credit to Quentin Dunbar. Had 3 receptions on that drive.
Future at quarterback at Florida looks bright. That young man in the hands of that young man. Remember, I said earlier, 30-0 his last 2 years in high school in Florida.
What he's done is he's also held on to the football. Florida has put up on the ground today Just 126 yards, but 203 through the air. But last week was a different story. They put up over 400 yards rushing against Georgia as we revisit our Aflac trivia question. That was the second highest total in school history. What was the team in the SEC that they rushed for the most yards against?
Nothing for you this week, partner.
Well, you got to go back a long time. 1975 against Vanderbilt. 438 yards on the ground. Ooh. That is a lot of yards. Austin Harden will kick it off. Here goes Sims out to the 31-yard line. Our crew is so meticulous in their preparation. They went and pulled the footage, 1975. Now, we couldn't get it to you in HD.
Little wishbone action.
That is true film, folks.
A little wishbone, fullback right up the middle. You don't stop the fullback, I can see how 438 yards could be churned out. Fullback's killing you, the wishbone's killing you.
Down in Gainesville.
Well, that is some throwback right there.
Vanderbilt would love to throw back to the days of putting up some yards on offense right now. They are struggling to move the ball, but here's an opportunity. Is that a catch? There's your opportunity. What a reception from Duchuk. My goodness, 41 yards.
Boy, he has really found himself the last couple of weeks. Scored a touchdown. His first touchdown as a Commodore last week against ODU, but look at this grab. One hand, and how about the throw? Rolling left, accuracy, dropping it in to his tight end on the move. Brian Poole in coverage, about as close as you can get to a defender.
First down and 10 inside the 30.
Excuse me, as a defender. Oh, well played.
Only 2 yards for Webb. Fowler led the charge. Another tackle behind the line.
I think Brian Cox as well helping out. Brian Cox Jr. He's having a nice season. Both edge players, Cox as well as Fowler. Cox has 4 sacks on the season. He's playing consistent football, and then Fowler is just a disruptive force.
They move him all over the place.
Yeah. Inside, outside, left, right.
Well, it makes it hard on an offensive line trying to figure out, because you definitely have to account for him. He's coming off that edge, almost got to McCrary and nearly forced an interception. Tabor was back there in coverage for the Gators.
The one thing I'd like to see Johnny McCrary do more of, he touches it a little bit too much. Sometimes you have to drive the football. This is a seam throw. It has to be driven right there. That's got to be on a rope. Yeah. Completed to Rayford. That's wide open. That's as open as you will ever get in the SEC. That ball has got to be on a line and just stroked in there.
From the 31 now, third down, and let's call it 13. McCrary swallowed up again as that pocket collapses. Darius Cummings that time drops McCrary.
Well, it's the pressure. Gee, they just bring 4. They're able to get there. See the 4-man front, and they get the push from the outside, and McAllister, and Cummings is there as well. Pressured 10 times tonight, Johnny McCrary. There's the guy behind the mad scientist behind all the pressure.
DJ Durkin, the defensive coordinator. Tommy Openshaw to attempt a 48-yard field goal. As long as 42 this year, but solid. He hammers that one home.
Solid.
That'll pull Vandy to within 14. 2 scores down here, and plenty of time on the clock. Openshaw now 7 out of 9 on the year. And he has a new long 48 in the books. Let's get inside the headset, brought to you by AT&T. And DJ Dirk, the defensive coordinator, told us he was going to dial up pressure, Andre, and he is not disappointed.
The old saying, pressure busts a pipe. Dante Fowler on back-to-back plays. They brought corner blitzes to get there. Bullard gets himself into the action. Just constant pressure on Johnny McCrary, the quarterback for Vanderbilt. And DJ Durkin, he talked to us last night. He was going to test to see if Johnny McCrary could hold up. So far, Florida, they're getting home. Early, he actually held up through the touchdown pass to Shoy. But since then, it's been Florida's defense and just the disruption that it's causing.
I remember Leon Orr not here either. A little disruption in the Florida hotel today when Leon was told he wasn't going to start. And after a discussion with Will Muschamp, they took him down to the Greyhound station this afternoon and said, you can watch this one from your apartment.
It's a long ride home, man. Long, lonely ride home.
Here's DeBose out to the 34-yard line. So we can probably rest assured that we'll have some run game on this drive from Florida. But you look at their last two games. I mean, that 418 yards on the ground against Georgia, the most they've ever given up. It just shocking result. Georgia, though, responds today, by the way, in fine fashion at Kentucky. But I have a feeling we'll see a lot of the ground and pound attack right here for Florida. Here's Jones, first down at midfield.
Yeah, that play right there is a sign of fatigue. Remember earlier in the game, I mentioned that they will just keep coming. They'll keep leaning on you. It's a big, experienced offensive line. And later in the game, you start to get runs like this from Matt Jones. A lot of snaps have been played by this Vanderbilt defense.
Jones averaging 5 yards a carry. He's now up to 80 yards. Here's DeBose in motion. They fake the speed sweep, give it. Driscoll keeps it, and he takes it down to the 45-yard line. Time for us to go to the studio, check in with Dari again.
Wow.
That one is going to go down to the final second, I assume. Here's Jones. Keeps his feet moving, got an extra yard out of it, picks up 3. Now you're looking at third down at about 3.5. Well, you just keep thinking the way this is going and how many times this Vanderbilt defense has been asked to make a big play. Sooner or later, Florida's going to sneak one of these runs and pick up a home run.
They've done it and hit one of those medium type runs where they start inside and then bounce it, and it was Matt Jones.
'60th play of the night. Last week, Florida ran over 80 plays against Georgia. Pass caught. First down, Florida down to the 33-yard line.
Boy, Treon Harris just stared it down. The pressure right in his face, bought some time, and then threw a dive for a first down. Watch his work in the pocket. Didn't panic, slides back, and then just a quick flick of his arm. Shows you the arm strength. And on the outside, that's nice work by Robinson.
Driscoll back into the quarterback. Here comes the fake speed sweep to DeBose, and Driscoll will throw it out in the flat to Jones, and it's a little bit short of the target.
But Driscoll looks so good when you watch him in pregame warm-up, talking to the coaches. Excellent practice player, but when the lights come on and you're in the stadium and the crowd's there, something is missing.
You know, this could have been a tough situation at Florida, removing a guy that's played a lot of football for you for a true freshman, but hadn't been the case with Mr. Driscoll. Here's Harris back in, takes a low snap, and Harris cuts it back inside, splits the defense, touchdown. Florida 33 yards. The second rushing touchdown of the night for Treon Harris.
Boy, it's a designed quarterback run. Give it a little time, set the blocks up, and now athletic ability takes over. Nice cut, and then it's just a foot race into the end zone. Special player wearing jersey number 3 for Florida.
One after is up and good. 31-10. Treon Harris, his last 2 rushes have amassed 40 yards, and they've picked up, more importantly, 2 touchdowns. Tough go. After an exciting first quarter, both teams moved the football pretty well. We finished 15 minutes, tied at 7. Second quarter completely dominated by Florida as Vandy turned it over twice, leading to 10 Gator points. Taken by Sims a couple of yards deep. Darius hit at the 15, falls forward to the 20-yard line. Chris Thompson with a good special teams tackle. Let's go back to that last touchdown.
Yeah, some outstanding blocks. You're going to get bodies on bodies. Let it go and then freeze it. Look at the bodies right here. Everybody's got a block. Heck, Joe Taylor could hit that one. Our producer, he could hit that one.
Going right
all the blocks thrown right there. He could get in the end zone if you block it up like that.
How about that last drive? They had 66 yards in 6 plays, 54 of those on the ground, and 33 on that touchdown.
A nice job of blocking. Just don't have to be knockout blocks. Just shield them off, and you got a playmaker like Harris who can read it, put his foot in the ground, and get up the field. Boy, that's beauty.
Jeremy Powell jogging to the sidelines. Treon Harris today running the football. Has 53 yards on 9 carries. Throwing it, he is 13 to 20, 215. 4-man look from Florida on a first down and 10. Boy, a lot of the starch has left Vanderbilt Stadium here in the last 20 minutes or so, and that ball was picked off. Why do you want to test Vernon Hargreaves?
Well, you keep poking the bear. He's going to wake up at some point. One of the best in the country at his position, Vernon Hargreaves. Watch the break on the football. Man-to-man coverage, reads the receiver Duncan, and look at the break. Takes a great angle. And then the hands and the footwork to stay in bounds. That tells you a lot about Hargreaves. The interception, a fumble recovery tonight, broke up a pass and throw in 4 tackles. Pretty good night for number 1.
Vernon Hargreaves, his second interception of the season. And his 5th career INT. Harris gets the snap, hands it off to Taylor. Taylor trips up right around the 15-yard line. Give him a dozen yards. And Andre, you said it a minute ago, this Vandy defense just
too many snaps. Yeah. Too many snaps. I mean, you're not getting the penetration by Butler that you were getting earlier. Just a little bit late now. Zach Cunningham, Herring, where is he? Bowden. I mean, their running backs aren't being touched until they're on the second level of the defense.
Here's Taylor. He's inside the 10. Give him 4 yards on that carry.
And after Matt Jones has kind of tenderized you a little bit. Here comes Taylor. They thump on you, and then they bring a guy in that's a little bit quicker. Still same type of running style, downhill runner, but just a little bit more pep in his step. Both guys fresh late in the game.
Again, it's Taylor. He is stopped about the 8-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down. And let's say 4 yards for Florida here as they just try to chew up some of this clock.
Big Adam Butler redirecting Taylor into that pile. Some penetration there. I really like that young man. Just a ball of energy, plays with a great motor, loves the game.
Here's Harris on a play fake. It's a foot race, and he'll decide to throw it. Oh, off the knee of Clay Burton.
Put it right on the hip. That's one you got to catch. Gets outside contained with his speed, and then watch the accuracy. Bam. That's got to be caught. That's right on the back shoulder. Got to catch that one, Trey. Excuse me, Clay. Trey's well into the NFL. He's a tight end with the Philadelphia Eagles.
25-yard field goal attempt from Frankie Velez, who's hit from 40. And that one is through the uprights. So Frankie now 11 out of 12 in the field goal department. And the Gators bump their lead to 24 points. It is the
Where do you begin to say that you see a bright light at the end of this tunnel for Florida?
The talk shows and everybody else did nothing but talk about that Florida needed to make a change, and Jeremy Foley hung with them.
The Gators in Will Muschamp have a chance to regroup. SEC East, take your pick. This thing is far from over, brother.
That was Jesse Palmer at the tail end saying this thing is far from over, brother, and he is exactly right.
Yeah.
Florida's in the conversation, but they have a really, really big one next week. The head ball coach coming back home to the Swamp. That's next week. Now Georgia will have to lose to Auburn. Auburn, of course, going down to Texas A&M at home today. But Missouri's the one that really, Andre, that you kind of have to hope for a lot if you're a Gator fan. They have to lose to Tennessee, and then either Arkansas or A&M takes
That's the hot button. Missouri's got to lose to Tennessee, and then Florida's got to take care of their business. Georgia loses, and then you are still standing at the end of it. But you know what? Credit. A lot of coaches are afraid of change. And you mentioned that Jeff Driscoll, a lot of football played for Florida. Made the change to Treon Harris, and that changed their season.
Here's Sims trying to find a little room. Darius. He's out over the 30 to the 32-yard line.
I think as well, Dave, Florida finding an identity on offense. Turned the ball over way too much, but finally finding an identity. It's the power running game of Taylor and as well as Jones. And a big offensive line they turned the game over to it. Starting to produce points, eating up time of possession, limiting their opponent opportunities to score.
First down at 10. McCrary still under center. Little slant. Pass is caught by Latavius Rayford. Let's go to Dari Noka in the studios for an update. Dari.
He's back in LSU ball.
That's going to be a whale of a finish in Baton Rouge.
Always is a good football game when those two get together in Death Valley.
Florida here up by 24. Their defense has been outstanding tonight. There has been hardly any room since that one touchdown drive back in the first quarter for the Commodores to work.
I think Vanderbilt needs to speed this up.
quick hitter, Chandler Durrell. Gain of 6. Well, let's take a look at. Second down and 10 from the 44. Pass caught by Rayford, dancing around, and he'll be marked back at the 48-yard line. One more thought about this Gator team. I mean, obviously, there were people the week before the Georgia game that had already packed some bags for Will Muschamp, and they played some inspired football. And you know what? The thing that I got from that was they didn't play any harder. They just played better.
Yeah.
They played hard this year.
Simplified things, executed better.
Oh, McCrary walloped on that throw. It's incomplete. But to finish that thought for a moment about the Gator camp, everything you've read from that Gator football team coming in the press has always been positive. There has been no split in that locker room for Will Muschamp, and every player to a man loves their coach.
Well, they love bringing pressure as well. And
yes.
Johnny McCrary has felt it. 11 times they've gotten to the quarterback with his hits on the quarterback. Dialing it up. They started early, and they have continued to get pressure.
Fourth down, and Vanderbilt's going to have to go for it here. 6:53 to go, down 24. McCrary. Flag comes down, and that ball is picked off. Alex McAllister playing that defensive end position, slides back into coverage and comes up with the pick.
Little zone blitz, and he drops back. Never saw him.
Let's see what this flag is about.
Johnny McCrary's looking for C.J. Duncan, and all of a sudden, McAllister.
Holding, number 55 on the defense. The penalty will go back to the previous spot. 10 yards results in a first down.
Boy, you don't hear a lot of that from your nose tackle with a hold.
Well, you're trying to get pressure, so he'll hold to free up either a linebacker or another defensive lineman on a stunt, trying to pull an offensive lineman out of position so that his buddy has a free line to the quarterback.
First down and 10. McCrary, far side. That one's knocked away. Quincy Wilson, the true freshman out of Fort Lauderdale, on the coverage of Caleb Scott, another true freshman.
Pretty good coverage here. This job by Wilson, right in the hip pocket of Caleb Scott, and then trying to make a play on the football just as it arrives. To the sideline to help you out. Feels like one got away.
Dropped off the hands of Duchuk. Don't forget, going to be tough. The usual culprits. That one is incomplete.
Yeah, he was on a hot seat a couple of years ago and got things turned around, and now a top 10 program again.
Fourth down again coming up for the Commodores. Over the middle. Shoy with the reception, first down at the 27-yard line. That's a gain of 15.
I like McCrary. They can protect him. They've got something to work with going forward at quarterback. Nice big body standing in there strong, and then boy, nice throw there to Shoy.
I think you hit on something there. They got to protect him. Get some time on that possession, and a one-handed pick in the end zone by Jalen Tabor. Woo! That's called making a play.
They decided to give Hargraves a rest, and Quincy Wilson and Jalen Tabor compete every week, and it just depends on who wins the competition that week. Wilson started, but with Hargraves on the bench, Tabor comes in the game on the other side, and that is just flat out magical. How about this?
Caleb Scott thought he had a touchdown. I mean, he's like got the arms out. This is going to be on the highlight reel. My grandkids to see one day. Not so fast, Tabor says.
That's a heck of a play. Young, true freshman out of Washington, D.C.
.608 to play. Low snap. Harris fields it. Gives it to Mac Brown, getting some work. Boy, what a job Harris has done. I tell you what, one of the guys that's really helping him along, surprisingly, is Jeff Driscoll, who could have, you know, he wouldn't. I mean, anybody that knows Jeff Driscoll knows what a team guy he is, but there are certain situations where we've seen on teams where it can go south when you bench a guy that's played a lot. And I don't think you can overstate the importance of having Jeff Driscoll be a part of what Florida's trying to do in this new look offense with Treon Harris. Mac Brown on the carry out to the 28-yard line. For more on that, let's go down to Laura.
Well, Dave, it's been really interesting watching Jeff Driscoll and Treon Harris communicate on the sideline. Harris will have the headset on talking to the offensive coordinator, Kurt Roper, in the booth. And then Driscoll will be there to explain things, tell him, okay, this is what that play means. This is what you need to expect in the next series. So it's been a lot of communication between those two guys, constantly talking on the sideline. And one thing Coach Muschamp said is you would want your son to handle this situation the way that Jeff Driscoll has.
When they keep Jeff Driscoll involved, we saw the package that he comes in, they keep him involved in the game so that you stay plugged in.
There's Stephen Weatherly with his 5th tackle today. Weatherly now with 5 stops, 2 behind the line, a sack, and a pass broken up.
We need that veteran or upperclassman leadership from Driscoll that he could share with Treon Harris, his experiences on the field. As I mentioned, they give him a handful of plays to come in and execute. That keeps you involved, keeps you plugged in your concentration levels there, because you never know in a game like this when Jeff Driscoll's number will be called again.
Kyle Christie's punt. It's a good one. Fielded by Trey Ellis, and Trey is dropped to the 30-yard line. A 52-yard punt from Kyle Christie. Play of the game so far, Jalen Tabor, a true freshman out of Washington, D.C. That'll make some highlight reels. Hands up like you learn to fly, put them up, hands up in the sky. Hands up like you learn to fly, hands up in the sky. Hands up like you learn to fly, hands up in the sky. Things offensively here late in this game. Patton Robinette now in at quarterback. Stephen Shoy with the reception.
Robinette had taken ownership of this team until the concussion suffered against South Carolina. Missed a bunch of football, and that kind of opened the door for McCrary.
Nice throw and catch. Rayford on the reception. Picks up 9 more. Jalen Tabor on the coverage.
Rayford's had a solid game.
Patton Robinette, glad to see him back on the field. He took a real shot when he hit the turf hard against South Carolina and missed quite a while. Young man has aspirations of being a surgeon, but still loves the game of football. Out of Maryville, Tennessee. Comes near side to Stephen Shoy. He's knocked out of bounds. Under 3 minutes to go. And
boy, does he look poised.
Yeah.
The body language of Robinette. Confidence. He's back there winging it. Ball's coming out fast.
pass to another tight end, Duchuk. Well, these tight ends.
This is something to build on right here for Vanderbilt going forward. Just want anything in the meetings tomorrow and Monday that's positive.
Near side. Incomplete, looking for Chandler Durrell, and that'll stop the clock with 2.5 to go.
Big part of their season last year. Pat and Robinette brought him in a specialty package. It's kind of the running threat last season.
This Florida team will head back home next week. South Carolina coming to town. Gamecocks have had the week off. Over the middle, Duchuk, nice catch. He's inside the 15, down to the 12. That's 18 more yards.
How about the touch on that throw to Duchuk? Just a nice quick read. See here, they're trying to bring pressure on him. Stands in there. Nice touch over the top of the nickel back there.
Robinette, 6 out of 7, 57 yards on this drive. Little slant. Knocked away at the last moment. Looking for C.J. Duncan.
He runs a slant and just right up the middle of the field, just slanting up. DBs are just biting so hard as they're in man-to-man, trying to get pressure with linebackers coming. There's the throwing lanes.
Underneath it goes to Rayford. He's inside the 5. Clock continues to move.
Impressive drive here by Pat and Robinette. Kind of sitting in there dealing. Ball's coming out before the pressure can get to him. Nice drive.
I know Robinette looks good here, Andre, but I mean, you still got to let McCrary.
Oh, no doubt.
You know, this has been a weekend where ESPN around the country, we've been focusing on some of the veterans as Veterans Day coming up. Well, a guy that has some military background is this guy, Nigel Bowden, who is playing on an injured knee. Hurt it early in the first quarter, left the game, came back with a brace on, and Bowden has put together a 7-tackle performance today. And this young man has had to go through quite a bit. You talk about a military family. His dad served. His 2 older brothers served in the military as well. And his brother, who was 10 years older than him, was actually killed in the line of duty, Jason, during the Iraq War. And his oldest brother, Joe, also served. And we had a chance to talk to him yesterday, and his story is just amazing. And what a solid young man. As Robinette goes to the end zone. Bowden was told, his oldest brother told him, he says, you know what, your brother, I've done it, your dad's done it, we've all served this country, you need to go to Vanderbilt, play some football, get a great education. And
it's an amazing story. And then his brother as well. You know, be your own man. You know, he told him, pigeons fly together, eagles fly alone. And that was the best advice. Yeah, be an eagle. They can survive on their own. Tell you what, he's a heck of a player, along with being an outstanding young man.
There's Robinette. He's chased down at the 10-yard line. On 4th down, that will turn it over to the Gators. Boy, look at him. He is in a world of pain. I am just shocked that he
grinding through.
Finished this one tonight.
Not only finished it, he made a difference in a lot of stops tonight for Vanderbilt's defense.
You know, underneath those pads, are his brother's dog tags, honoring his brother who was killed in the line of duty. You know, it's great talking to him yesterday. I said, what do you want to do? He says, you know, I really love the theater. And I kind of chuckled. No, I really do.
Big linebacker.
He wants to be an actor.
I tell you what, he looks the part of linebacker, but yep, he has aspirations of becoming an actor.
Florida trying to run this one out. Andre, let's look ahead to next week. You and I will be down in Gainesville. We'll see the Gamecocks come in there. And obviously it has been a tough road for South Carolina. Offensively, they're solid. Defensively, they got some issues. How does that matchup, in your eyes, play out next weekend?
Well, South Carolina, in terms of rush defense, they are, you know, bottom of the SEC against the run. And so until they prove they can stop this Florida offense, that's what they're going to get in big doses. A lot of Kelvin Taylor, a lot of Matt Jones, and throwing a little bit of Treon Harris, who's weekly getting better as a passer.
Adam Lane with the carry, gain of 8. Well, here is an updated look at the East standings. Georgia's 5-2, Florida 4-3. They are chasing down Missouri. Now, Missouri does have a tough road to hoe coming up. Their next day to Tennessee, Texas A&M, Arkansas on the slate for the Tigers, but Florida's still in the discussion as they will host South Carolina next weekend, a team that's just 2-5 in league play.
Everybody else, other than Vanderbilt, still in contention to go to a bowl game in the East.
Vanderbilt's string of 3 straight bowl appearances will come to a close with this loss tonight. They went 2-1 in that 3-game stretch. Great game last year against Houston in the BBVA Compass Bowl in Birmingham. They had a big lead at halftime, but then Houston rallied back to tie it up at 28.
Kind of a tale of 2 games. And all of a sudden, Vanderbilt got hot at the end. They had the hot hand at the end of the game. But did quite some run in terms of three years of going to bowl games.
Will Muschamp, back-to-back wins. Came here on the road. Tied at 7 after 1 quarter of play. But tonight, they found a way to do it. They let Treon Harris air it out a little bit. 13 of 21, 215. No picks, I think, is the big number for Treon Harris. He also had 2 touchdown rushes. All told, Florida rushed for 214 yards. They finish with 429. They hold Vandy to 308. Ralph Webb coughed it up twice in that second quarter, allowing Florida to put together 10 points off turnovers and take that 17-7 lead into halftime, and they never looked back.
I think at that point in the game, that's when you knew that the defense was going to wear down. Too many plays, consecutive plays.
Let's go downstairs to Laura, who's caught up with Coach Muschamp.
Thanks, Dave. Coach, 215 passing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns for Treon Harris. With a freshman quarterback, you learn something new about him each week. What did you learn about Treon tonight?
I'm not learning much. He's a very calm, cool competitor. You know, he's mature beyond his years. He continues to get better with every snap, every rep. He's been overly coachable since he's been on campus. Extremely proud of him and proud of our team coming back after a big win last week.
Your defense dialed up the pressure tonight, getting to McCrary, leading to some of those interceptions. What do you take away from their performance this evening?
Well, disappointed with how we played the first drive. Exactly what we talked about, lack of focus and eye control. We lost our eyes in some bad spots. But, you know, our guys keep battling, keep playing, and they'll do that continually.
You head into South Carolina. You got a photo bomb here.
So, y'all.
Antonio wanted to be a part of that interview. You head into South Carolina. You're going to face South Carolina at home in Gainesville. What do you take away from this momentum of these last 2 wins to help you prepare?
It's a new week every week. If you look across college football right now, there's not a lot of difference between most of us. And you got to go out each week and prepare the right way and compete on Saturday afternoon. And that's what we're going to have to do next Saturday.
All right, Coach. Dave, a photo bomb and everything.
Will Muschamp picks up the win. Good guy winning on the road here. His quarterback, true freshman, taking on South Carolina next weekend. Our final score, 34-10. Florida wins it. For Andre, Laura, the rest of our exceptional SEC Network crew, I'm Dave Neal saying so long. Coming up next, it's SEC Scoreboard.